What's up? How everybody doing out there, man? Battle X Science in the building, man. Look, we're gonna talk about this. Welcome to the Village Card, man. I've been meaning to get to it. Amazing uh, event, amazing battles. All of the battles are hard to call. Really could go either way on a number of those battles. But I wanted to give props to Billy. Shout out to Coleman. Y'all did y'all thing with this one. It went down in New Orleans this past weekend. And I'm gonna just go through a couple of the battles. Oh, it's this way. Couple of these battles right here. So man, I got there late, man. I had some family stuff planned, and family comes first. You know how Mega Man do it, but I was able to catch the first half on the stream, the live stream, and then I was able to catch some of it in the building. So I'm gonna go through it exactly how I, spectated. First battle was Gentilly versus DJ. I never heard of DJ. Gentilly, I've heard of Gentilly. I know what he do. He talk that talk. He got some crazy bars. He's an unorthodox puncher, and he does real talk. Man, he came out in the first with some back-to-back bars, back-to-back punching. It was definitely dope. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. DJ, his level of rapping and what he was putting on display was dope, man. He has this cadence where he like plays with it, and it's almost like a pitter patter type of flow that he uses just to kind of show his ability and show what he's able to do lyrically. And not only that, he comes with punches as well. So I felt like Gentilly did decent, good. I'd say it wasn't the best Gentilly I ever saw. I feel like for Gentilly, his delivery was a little bit off at times. And I know how that could be. It's like you're trying to project and trying to give the energy to the crowd, but you don't fall exactly in that pocket like you rehearsed it each and every time. But I feel like DJ was on one. He was comfortable in the building. He was delivering all of his material. You could tell he had control of where he wanted to go with his material. And so ultimately, I feel like, it wasn't a blowout, but I did edge that to DJ. Demo Stutter versus Vino Collins did not go down. They said that they rescheduling that and they're gonna make that up. Chuck Lucci versus Fool did not go down. Don't really know what happened there, but hopefully maybe they can make that up or something. Mike Streets versus Young God ATM. Another close battle, man. Another dope battle. These boys went at it. Mike Streets, I can tell he upped his pen. He put more into the writing and the intricacy of it. And Young God, he come and do what Young God do, man. Young God ATM, he's giving you haymakers. So this is really a preference battle, in my opinion. I feel like Mike Streets, he did more writing. He did have haymakers. He was very intricate with it. But I feel like Young God ATM, he gave you more of the haymaker ability. He's gonna set you up, then break it down. Set you up, then break it down. So it really depends on which side, what preference you have. So, and for this one, I wasn't in the. I was half in the building. I watched half on stream, and then I half in the building. So, I mean, to me, it seemed like in the building, Mike Streets had it. When you go back and you watch on stream, this is one of them ones where it could be a different winner. It's kind of looking like maybe, did Young God take this? So this one is really debatable. I do feel like in the building, Mike Streets had it though. Phil Guy versus Joey Linwood. To me, this was a dope battle. To me, this was hard to call. And I'm gonna actually have to watch this one back, because when I was watching it on stream, I felt that Phil God was taking it. And but while I was watching it, of course, I'm driving to the venue, parking, doing all kind of stuff. And so this is one that I did not get to go back and watch. But I've heard a lot of people saying that Joey actually took the battle. Um, I feel like Joey did have some great punches. Um, he was comfortable. He was in his bag delivery wise. I felt like Phil God lyrically was what he needed to be. He had projection, but I just don't know if he won the crowd over from Joey Linwood's charisma. So this is one that I definitely like to see once it drops again, to really be confident in giving my winner. But as I was watching it on the stream, to me, I was thinking that Phil God won. Gas Jordan versus Street Dog. I want to give it up to Gas Jordan, man. This is what we've been waiting on from Gas. He stepped to the plate in his hometown, New Orleans, and did his thing, man. He did his thing. He's at the that's the level that we want to see Gas at. Gas was punching. He had the projection. He had the crowd. He moving around. He did awesome. And then he knew he had to come with it, because Street Dog is just one of those. He's one of those rappers he gonna give you some crazy bars. He gonna hit you with those haymakers, and he has the delivery and everything. So he did have a couple of stumbles in on his behalf, but I feel like this is still a good battle going back and forth. I had Gas Jordan taking it. Gas Jordan did what he needed to do in this battle. Lady Caution versus T. Riley didn't go down. Let me see. V Gotti versus K Venom. Another fire battle. Another style clash. Another it's like a style clash, but it's really not a style clash, because both of these guys can rap. Both of these guys rap on a high level. K Venom, he gonna pull words out of everywhere. Complete wordsmith, and he's crafting punches and hitting you with different entendres from all over the place. V Gotti is gonna be direct, but also has the vocabulary to go upstairs and land punches and create haymakers and just have fun with it. So you can tell, that V Gotti is really, really getting seasoned with all of the battles that he's had, in his short career. He's like getting experience at a quick rate. But this is to me, this is a debatable, man. This is debatable. I feel like, I can't even call the rounds. I feel like the first two you could say K Venom got, and then I feel like the second and third you could say that V Gotti got. Every time I thought K Venom did too much, because I was in the building for this one, and so I was like, oh no, K Venom did too much. He went too crazy. V Gotti came back and had an answer. And I was like, wow. So it really showed the level that V Gotti had stepped up to, but it also showed how K Venom, how good he is at just rapping, pure rapping, man. So both of them boys did their thing. I want to say that. Mozzie versus Dre Majesty. Crazy battle, man. Both of these guys are some of the best in the new school. Mozzie on URL had something to prove, just to show that he belongs where he should be. A lot of his more recent showings, people have been kind of saying he didn't give them 100% Mozzie. I feel like if you watch this battle here, then you got what you've been looking for. That was 100% Mozzie, or close to it. I ain't gonna say 100% because but it's close to it as you can expect. And then Dre Majesty answered the bell as well. Dre Majesty and Mozzie put on a great battle. You know, I'm this close from saying classic, but I don't think it quite went to the level of a classic. But it's a great battle, man. Mozzie, a ton of haymakers, man. A ton of crazy bars you never heard before, creative, out the box. And Dre Majesty, just with his charisma and his bars and just delivery. They put on a show, man. If I had to choose a winner, I would edge to Mozzie. But again, this is one that really could go either way. So I ain't mad at people saying that they may have Dre winning. But that's how I called it. Then Monster vs. Drugs, man. Monster vs. Drugs was a fire battle, bro. Definitely explosive. Monster creating haymakers and all of the energy that he brings. Drugs has a type of energy himself. So I feel like this was a matchup for Monster to prove something. You know what I mean? And then Drugs, he came clipped up. He was ready to go, man. He didn't just have no, just started rehearsing a few days ago bars. He had some shit, bro. And especially Drugs' second round, he really wrote and went in intricate detail, direct to Monster. And I feel like that second round had the impact of the battle. Monster had a great showing though. Monster had a great showing all 3 rounds. This is another one that could really go either way. So that's how I call it, man. Welcome to the village. Shout out to them boys once again, man. So, I mean, we gonna do it like that, man. Mega Man, I'll let you, boy. My side, with all true.